Hey there guys, Next Strike here, back again for another video, and today I'm going to be talking about Injustice Gods Among Us 2, or whatever it's going to end up being called in the future. And looking back, it has been a very long time since I've talked about Injustice Gods Among Us, but I'm sure that there's some fans out there that are subscribed to me right now that found me out because of Injustice Gods Among Us, or just like the fact that I did talk about it, and since there's going to be a sequel in the future, might as well make a video about it, right? So I know that as soon as there was a sequel, and I think it was confirmed that there would be a sequel in, like, what was it, 2017, right? As soon as that was confirmed, I know a couple of guys like Comic Book Cast and J-Roar and just a few others went ahead and made their like top 10 characters that they wanted to have in the sequel or whatever it was. But I did not get on that train, unfortunately. I wanted to, and then I can't remember why, but stuff was going on and I just wasn't able to get around to it. But now I have time, and I've been wanting to do this for quite some time, so I went ahead and made a list, and I'm going to do the top 20 characters that I want. Yeah, I'm overdoing it by 10, woo-woo, but hey, I just thought I'd make my list, and I hope you guys enjoy. Now, here are the rules to this list here. Because, you know, some characters like Batman and Superman get a lot more attention than some of the other characters. So what I've done is I have made a rule to only have 2 characters per franchise on the list. And there are a couple of times where there were just some other characters that I wanted, so I would just say, if not these 2, then this character or something like that. But I will just be making it a 2 characters per series, and then at the end I'm just gonna have some miscellaneous characters that are just kind of like off in their own world, but they don't really have a lot to branch off of, because I base it on like the big popular Justice League characters like Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. But aside from them, I just had some miscellaneous characters that kind of didn't really fit into those categories, so they just are at the end. You guys will see what I mean. But those are the rules of my list, so without further ado, let's begin with some Superman characters. And those Superman characters are Brainiac and Superboy. And if not those 2, then Parasite. So Brainiac, I think, you know, obviously Brainiac is a very popular character. A lot of people like Brainiac. And I just think that the machinery and stuff could add some really cool combos to the character. Superboy, I know some people will say, well, he's just a clone of Superman. Well, yeah, he actually literally is a clone of Superman, at least the Superboy and Young Justice, and I know some of the other lore. I don't know. I think in the New 52 he is as well, but I mean, New 52 is written by Scott Lobdell, so I don't really care that much about him, but yeah, that's just me. But Superboy in general, I think, is a pretty cool character, and even if the characters are similar, the Injustice team will make sure to make them very different combat-wise. So you guys don't really have to worry. Even if they have similar abilities and powers, really, you don't have to worry. And Superboy can't fly, so there's that as well. He would be more of a grounded, super-powered character, and I think that'd be really cool. And like I said, if not those 2, I would want to have Parasite, because I think Parasite would just be a really interesting powerhouse character. He has recently been in the new Suicide Squad lineup, so he's probably going to be getting some more popularity. So yeah, I mean, there's always the possibility for him as well, and I think he'd be kind of cool. So, moving off of Superman, I'm going on Batman here. My 2 picks for Batman is Robin, and more specifically Tim Drake Robin, and the Red Hood. Of course, the Red Hood. Everybody wants the Red Hood. Okay, so first Robin. Now, some people are like, well, they already have Nightwing in the first game. Why would they want Robin in the second game? Well, Robin uses a bow staff, and you know, I don't know which version they could use. They could use, you know, just regular Robin, or they could use the Red Robin that leads the Teen Titans, or whatever they want to do. But Tim Drake Robin uses a bow staff, and I just think that having Robin in general is like a must. I think Robin's a really cool character, and I think he would just be really fun to have. And Red Hood being another Robin, I think he would be really cool as well because everyone loves Red Hood, and he uses guns, which would be different, and a knife. So, yeah, I think Red Hood would be another really cool character. And if not those two characters, I would want to have Ra's al Ghul. And yes, I said Ra's al Ghul, not Ra's al Ghul. I know some people pronounce it that way, but regardless of that, I think Ray should be really cool using his swords and all that stuff, and I just think he'd be really awesome. So yeah, those are my 3 for Batman. For Wonder Woman, we have Cheetah and Steve Trevor. Now I know Steve Trevor is a weird choice, but I was thinking about Stryker from Mortal Kombat, and I was thinking, you know, him and Steve Trevor would be pretty similar, so it's not too far-fetched to think that Steve Trevor could play a role in the game, and also Steve Trevor has had a pretty significant role in the New 52, so there's that as well. And Cheetah, I think, would be a really interesting character to have in a fighting game because she would be on probably all fours at points, so I think she'd be really cool to have around as well. And you know, she's a villain, so it's always good to have more villains. For Green Lantern, and yes, there will be pauses in between me talking and switching characters because I'm reading off a list. I don't have this stuff memorized, so sorry about that. But for Green Lantern, I want Black Hand and Atrocitus. And these are, of course, Black Hand being the black ring and Atrocitus being the red ring. Red Lantern, Black Lantern, whatever you want to call it. You know, I think with Black Hand, he could use zombies. He could be kind of like Quan Chi, and well, maybe like Quan Chi, I don't know. But I think he'd just be really cool, and you know, raising the dead and having all those kind of powers. I think that'd be pretty sweet. And Atrocitus, just the premise of his powers alone is just so awesome that you have to have Atrocitus in the sequel. Just the rage. Using rage as a power, I mean, come on, how can you not have Atrocitus? Awesome character. So the Flash, I actually have the biggest list for the Flash, which originally when I was first thinking about the Flash, I was like, I don't really know that many Flash characters, but I actually do, and there's quite a few characters that I would love to have in the Flash. So, I guess the two that I decided to go with is Gorilla Grodd and the Reverse Flash. Now, Gorilla Grodd, another villain character, another big, powerful character. I think he'd be really fun to play around with. And with his popularity probably going to go up in the Flash series, I think it's only natural to have him. Reverse Flash, I know some people are going to say, well, he would be the exact same thing as Barry Allen, but like I said earlier, they're going to mix around movesets if they have similar characters, so it's not going to be like copy and paste Flash. And Reverse Flash is the best Flash villain, period. So, I mean, he's an awesome character. He really is. So, you gotta have Reverse Flash in there. If not for those two, I would also like to have the Kid Flash and Captain Cold. Now, Kid Flash, again, he's another character similar to Flash. And the possibility of having Flash, Reverse Flash, and Kid Flash, all three in there, kinda iffy. But I think Kid Flash is just a really cool character. I really love Wally West. They could also go with Bart, but I like Wally. He's my favorite. And I mean, what's not to like about Kid Flash? He's just a cool guy. Cracks a lot of jokes. And Captain Cold is a character that I think should have been instead of Killer Frost in the original Injustice. So I'm hoping that they switch them out. But Captain Cold, I think he'd be really cool. I'm hoping they use the New 52 version, not the one that has the gun, but the one that actually has the powers and like his hands. I think that'd be really cool. But that's just me. Either one would be pretty awesome. And going on to Aquaman, I'm going to be going with Mira and Black Manta. Mira, I'm sure some people are probably like, whoa, why not Ocean Master? Well, Ocean Master, I mean, he could be in it. He could. But I think Mira would be really cool because she uses magic. So I guess she could be another character kind of like Quan Chi. And, I mean, it's a female in a fighting game, so that's always a plus. And I just think that she's really cool, honestly. I think that she'd be a really awesome character to play as. And Black Manta, again, another really awesome character. His beams that come out of his eyes are really cool, and I just think overall he'd be a really fun character to play as. So, yeah, those two characters. Next, we're going to go with Cyborg. So, yes, we are going with the New 52 Justice League lineup on this thing. And with Cyborg, I know originally I was thinking about it, and I was like, who could I use for Cyborg? Because Cyborg in his little universe, it's like barely developed. But if I'm going off of his Teen Titans lineage, which I am in this video, I'm going to have to go with Starfire and Beast Boy. Because Injustice is kind of using the Teen Titans sort of thing as well. So it's kind of fair, you know. Kind of cheating, but kind of fair at the same time. But anyway, Starfire, I really like Starfire. I think she would be a really fun character to play as. And Beast Boy, gosh, a lot of people were upset that Beast Boy was not in Injustice. So I'd say that he is probably going to be in there, and he'd be really fun to play as. A lot of different transformations and all that stuff. So yeah, go Beast Boy. And Green Arrow is going to be my other Justice League member that I'm going to be basing off of here. And the reason I said Green Arrow is because the Arrow has become such a popular franchise because of the TV show that, I mean, people are going to want more Arrow characters. I mean, like with the Lego Batman game, for example, they had a Arrow DLC pack with all of the popular ones. So, you know, it's natural to think that when Injustice comes around, people are going to be like, well, where is this character? Where is that character? So, for Green Arrow, I would want Black Canary and Arsenal. And Black Canary, I think she'd be a really awesome character. I'm really, really hoping, because they teased her in the first game. I'm really hoping they have her in this game. I think she would just be a really good character to play as. And heck, she's a really good martial artist, so she would definitely fit. And Arsenal, I don't know which version they would use, the one with the robotic arm, or just two arms, or whatever, whichever one they want to use. Arsenal's a really cool character, and I really appreciate Arsenal, or Red Arrow, or whatever they want to call him, being in the game. And now we're going to go with the last four characters, which are all miscellaneous, so they don't really belong to a series necessarily, even though they might be somewhat associated with one. And these characters are Swamp Thing, Animal Man, Huntress, and Static. So Swamp Thing, again, he uses the power of green, and Swamp Thing I think would be a really cool one. I think his powers would be really awesome, and just playing as him would be really cool. I know I'm saying that for a lot of characters, but, you know, I'm a big DC fan, so of course I'm going to say that. Animal Man using the power of red. I really don't know that much about Animal Man, but I think just having him in the game would be cool. So yeah, Huntress I think would complete the Birds of Prey theme that, you know, Batgirl was in the first one, and if they put Black Canary and Huntress in, they could have the Birds of Prey, so I think that alone would be pretty cool. And Huntress would just be a really fun character to play as. She has a lot of good martial arts expertise, and I believe she uses a bow staff. Sorry, lost my train of thought there. And she uses a crossbow, so yeah, she has a lot of variety there. And, you know, Static Shock. I mean, Static Shock was the #1 fan-demanded DLC character, so I'm thinking he's going to be in this game. I'm thinking he is, but if not, I guess we could always demand it from them like we did last time, and hopefully he'll get in there. So yeah, Static, I think his powers would be cool. Have a little flying saucer that he uses. And yeah, I think Static's just really awesome, and I hope he makes it in. So that was my list for the Injustice sequel, whatever they're going to end up calling it. Some of these characters, I'm aware, have been in the comic, and I'm not caught up on that. I'm only in year 2, the early beginning part of year 2. So I know that some of these characters might have already appeared in the franchise, or might be dead, or whatever. But you also have to remember that if they are going with the Injustice universe, which they probably will since it's so popular now, the original universe well, I'm going to call it the original universe. The universe that the game started off with before the Injustice universe kind of interrupted it, because you guys know how there was like 2 sets of universes to fool around with here. If the characters are dead in the Injustice universe, and they don't like come back to life or whatever, then they could totally be in the other universe. And I'm hoping that's the case, because with characters like Nightwing, you know, Nightwing was dead, so I'm hoping that he's going to be in this game, and it's going to be Dick Grayson, because I love Dick Grayson Nightwing. So yeah, I think it's certainly a possibility. And this is not the last video that I'm going to be doing for the Injustice sequel. I'm actually going to be making some interesting videos with this in the near future. I'm not going to give any specifics out, but it's going to be a bit of an experiment. I'm going to see if you guys like it, and you guys will see when the time comes. But that's all I'm going to say about it for now. So if you like this video, make sure to share it around, thumbs it up. That really helps me out, because I just like the support. Comment, tell me who you guys want to have, because I know that there's some characters I probably left out from your list. And subscribe if you want more videos like this. Make sure to check out the videos in the annotations, and I will catch you guys later.